Let's check out the starting lineup for this all-important race here tonight at Toledo, Ohio Speedway. Steve Cerniak will be on the pole. He's from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and Kokomo, Indiana's Dave Darland will be alongside. Jay Drake, California driver, has the third starting spot, along with Newcastle, Indiana's Tracy Hines. Dave Steele will start in fifth position, flanked by South Bend, Indiana's Ryan Newman. Billy Peterbaugh Jr. starts seventh. He's from Brownsburg, Indiana, and Anderson, Indiana's Jason McCord will start in the eighth position. Starting ninth from Brownsburg, Indiana, Robbie Rice, and Campbell, California's Bud Katie. In the sixth row, Jimmy McCune from right here in Toledo, Ohio, and Parma, Michigan's Brian Tyler. From the state of Washington, now making his home in Indiana, Casey Kane, and Kokomo, Indiana's Tony Elliott. Eric Gordon from Indianapolis, along with Tony Ave from Hurley, Wisconsin, back in the eighth row. Row number 9, a couple of Indiana boys, Lafayette's Derek Davidson and New Palestine's Brad Armstrong. J.G. Yaley from Phoenix, Arizona, has the 19th starting position, along with Indianapolis's Mike Blake. And back in the last row, Troy, Ohio's Jack Hewitt, and from Alexandria, Indiana, Brandon Petty. Those are the 22 starters in the USAC Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car Series. Here they come, and the green is out.
Wow, Cerniak got a great jump off the corner and beat Darland into turn number 1, so he's going to be tough to beat. Now Darland comes back on the outside. Cerniak gets loose, but he still hangs on to that inside spot.
Well, they're still wheel to wheel all the way through the corner. Let's see who leads the first lap. It is Darland, but by just a half a car length. Now he completes the pass down in turn number 1, and Darland has the advantage over Cerniak.
And Ryan Newman already up in the 4th spot on the outside. He's outside of Jay Drake there, who's running on the inside, and you can see he's battling hard for 4th spot with Jay Drake.
There is Newman in the yellow number 1 car on the outside of the 62 of Jay Drake as they head down the backstretch. That's Cerniak up ahead of the 19 car of Tracy Hines. Hines running in 3rd spot at the moment. Drake is in 4th.
Jay Drake giving us some great shots. You can see Hines trying to get low. Gets underneath that white line, but when he does, it kind of upsets the race car. Meanwhile, Newman has to fall back into 5th spot and fall in line. The outside groove just not quite quick enough.
Once again, Newman trying that high line, but not making it work, so he falls back in position. Meanwhile, here comes Dave Steele up quickly, but unable to get to the inside of Newman, and he had to hit the brakes hard.
Yeah, you can see Dave Steele. He had a notion to get in there, get that little punch in there. Just could not quite do it, though.
Boy, they are all jammed up here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th on back as Cerniak continues to hold the 2nd spot. But, Larry, you got to believe that he's holding these guys up, and if one of them should get around, he's going to take off. That's Tracy Hines trying to, down low, up high, unable to do so. Now on board with Dave Steele as he's right in the middle of this mess. In for the lead, but meanwhile, he's got to pay attention, do some defensive driving here because Tracy Hines is right there beside him now. He's got a good run high. Oh, and Cerniak gets loose and still can't take an advantage. Tracy Hines can't take advantage of the slight bobble.
Well, Cerniak did exactly what he had to do. When he got loose, he turned that car back towards the inside. He didn't want anybody getting the wheel on the inside of him, getting into the next corner. Now then it looks like Hines has a run on him as he got loose off of that corner.
Oh, no. Cerniak has good power down the straightaways and can pull away from Hines when he reaches the straightaway, but every time it seems Hines is able to make a threat, and now he's got him. Hines makes the pass. He goes to 2nd, and there is Jay Drake taking 3rd. So all of a sudden, Cerniak now back to 4th, and Dave Steele is there to hunt for a position.
Right now, Dave Steele's got to try to get around. Now he moves to the outside. He's going to give Newman the inside. Newman can't quite take advantage of it. Meanwhile, Jay Drake all over Cerniak and those other guys catching up with our leader, Dave Darland, up there in the front of the shot.
That is Dave Steele's onboard camera. Cerniak is all over the racetrack, but still able to hold on to that position.
You can see he just tries every way to get down to the inside of him. Cerniak uses up enough of the racetrack. This time, no. Yeah, you can see him climbing on the brakes. That's what that wiggle was. He climbed on the brakes really hard because Cerniak shut him off getting into the corner.
And this is a very difficult racetrack to pass on. you have to know what you're doing to get the advantage on the guy ahead of you. And right now, Dave Steele is trying to find a way around Cerniak. Now here he may have the shot. He gets low on turn number 1, down the backstretch into the corner, and yes, Steele picks up the position. Oh, and Ryan Newman and Cerniak rough wheels. So good competition going on here at Toledo, Ohio Speedway. Dave Darland leads the 30-lap feature. We'll be right back here. That was on the dirt at Eldora, but right now Darland has the advantage and has had it since early in the race when he passed Steve Cerniak. But Tracy Hines is right there catching him as he has done and passing him. However, they are two different things. And we're back on board with Jay Drake, who's running third.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened, but Jay Drake has fallen back just a little bit here in the last lap or two. He was right on their tail before that. Now that he's begun to fall back. I said the 62 car hadn't had any good runs. It has had a couple of good runs with Brian Gerstner, and he had quick time one time, started on the pole. So it has run fairly good, but this is the first time we've seen it run good here in the last month or so.
Dave Darland, the 1997 Silver Bullet Series champion, also was the Silver Bullet champion in 1999. He is currently 6th in the sprint car points, and he begins to lap some of the slower traffic now with 5 laps to go. That was Mike Blake that he just put a lap on. The first 3 cars able to clear that slower car with no problem.
Yeah, and you can see these guys really battling the racetrack as well as the car in front of them. Hines gets in the corner, through the middle of the corner very well. But the thing that enables Darland to stay out front is he's getting off of the corner. But lap traffic could play a big, big part. Somebody blocks him, because wherever Darland goes, Hines is going to go to the other place and hope that he can make the pass stick.
I think maybe I said Darland was the 99 Silver Bullet champion, is the 99 sprint car champion, and indeed this could be the deciding factor in the closing laps of this race. Lap traffic right now with just 2 more laps to go. It is still Darland being pursued by Tracy Hines and Jay Drake, and now we get down to the last lap and a half as they come up on some slower traffic.
Yeah, Jason McCord has just slowed down, pulled off the racetrack, so he's going to be out of the race. There's the white flag. Only 1 lap to go, but J.J. Yaley is going to play a part in this.
That is J.J. Yaley down there about to be lapped, but he could play a factor in who wins this thing. Darland stays to the outside, and it looks like that Hines is going to get caught up behind J.J., and Dave Darland wins here at Toledo, Ohio. Darland finishes just a couple of inches ahead of the second place car of Tracy Hines, and Jay Drake finished in the 3rd spot.
Well, that was a pretty good race. Darland, even though he led every single lap, he had a lot of pressure. First, Cerniak pulled back up on him, gave him a little pressure, and then Hines, after he got around Cerniak, gave him lots of pressure during the last part of that race, but he never could quite pull off the pass, even in traffic.
And we were betting an ice cream cone on this race, weren't we, guys?
Well, I had to prod you guys to even make your pick.
Well, Dave Darland wins his.
Ryan Newman fell way back in the last part of the race. I think he had some tire problems because he went clear back out of the top 10, I think, near the end of the race. Way, way down there near the end.
Well, the Kroger-sponsored sprint car driven by Dave Darland drives to victory lane here tonight in Toledo, Ohio. His 15th career win in the sprints. His 14th, I beg your pardon, and the 2nd this year. His other win, of course, as we said, on the dirt at Eldora.
Well, he's already had 1 IRL test, so I'm not sure we'll have to wait and see if somebody else will get that. Could be Tracy Hines. I'm not sure he's actually had a test in an IRL car, although he's run some Busch cars and so forth.
Yeah, there is the Road to Indy program that the USAC people are involved with Pennzoil Panther Racing, and they offer the champion of divisions in USAC an IRL test, and if the champion has already had a test with some other team, then it goes to the 2nd placing driver. Well, last year as the sprint car champion, Dave Darland got a test with Pennzoil Panther and now earns another one here tonight, but this will be with Hemelgarn Racing if that's the way it works, or maybe it goes to the 2nd place finisher, Tracy Hines. Darland receiving the congratulations and the cheers of the fans gathered here tonight, and I think we may be ready to talk with him, Gary Lee.
We are indeed. In fact, a few years ago, had someone told me you'll be talking to Dave Darlin in Victory Lane at a paved racetrack after leading every lap, I would have scoffed.